Today we are here to celebrate the Food Heritage Festival. And there's a reason as to why we are celebrating Food Heritage Festival is because of the prevalence and incidences of the non-communicable diseases, because statistics really paint a grim picture.
We partnered with Scaling Up Nutrition Alliance to convene this amazing festival. This is the first edition. We had a really big intergenerational engagement. We had children from as young as 7 years old to people who are above 60. So that was a really amazing platform to have all these people under one roof speaking one language, which is food heritage.
Let me tell you the good thing about being on the first, but something with the first ever, you make history. So thanks to some people who are making history. We're making history. We're taking back nutrition. We're taking back nutrition. Yeah, that was so beautiful.
A report by Greenpeace International says 80% of Kenya's agriculture is supported by the informal seed sector.
Lakini mimi mkulima niko na hizo zote na serikali imefunga mikono.
But this is rapidly changing thanks to a law that was quietly and hastily passed by the 10th Parliament, prioritizing profit over seed sovereignty.
That could show signs that they want to the seeds. So it was revised in 2012. It included certain punitive aspects to punish anybody who is found trading seed and is.
So that's one thing that we really need to be able to understand, that food is about our identity. So there are those three things: food as an identity, food as a culture, and food as health. I can look at you and I can tell what you are eating. Every single disease that you have, we can tie it to the kind of food that you are eating.
The role that you are playing in this very complicated transformation of our food systems.
Then I also would like to invite on stage Cynthia Gishiri from African Census.
Around indigenous foods, nutrition, culture, and community knowledge systems.
We have our beautiful farmers from Turkana County.
Food is political. These systems are controlled. Hii knowledge yote tuko nayo, vitu mzuri mama unafanya, brother wangu anafanya, there's someone sitting and listening na anajua unafanya, na anafanya everything to make sure that it is you who remains doing it. So unless we challenge the power and the politics and the people who form structures and everything that govern us, tutabaki kufanya hizi vitu kwa small circles. As we are going to this election, let us discuss food. Food has to be in the ballot, asante sana.
The people. Yes. Thank you very much. And thank you very much for the great insight that me. For me, their thoughts resonate so well with what I think. But at some point, I think there is a divergence of thinking. Because for our young people, ask me, who are saying our parents need to keep the traditional pots
so that our children can come and see those traditional foods or those traditional foods. What are we doing about them now? It's not about our parents. Our parents did their part and they're doing what they can. Now you know what are you doing about it, so that your child can come and learn from you, because your parent will not be there to teach your child. Yeah. So what are you doing for your child to come and learn from you? So let's ensure that we make it intergenerational knowledge transfer from our parents to us and to our children. We should not rely on our parents to come and pass this information. Another thing about what Edgar is continually talking about, doom scrolling. When I look even into our main media streams, I can see so many adverts that you can't go for 1 minute without seeing an advert that is advertising fast food, chocolates, all those things. But you will not see any indigenous food being advertised. Is that right? So, where are our minds held? Is someone trying to control what we think about our indigenous food so that we can think right of the fast foods? To conclude, from that doom zooming, I have never seen done for Doma. I have never seen done for any other food. But we see done for what we see done for other fast foods. So let me conclude by saying this: we are talking about indigenous food, and I know we will all embrace indigenous food. But now the question I want to leave you all with: how are we producing our indigenous food, and how are we looking into producing our indigenous food? Because when we live here, some will look at how am I going to produce a cassava. You produce cassava, which you in your mind is indigenous, but what are you using on that cassava? Pesticides, and then what are you herbicides? So you might be taking indigenous, but still the health repercussions or the implications will be negative. Yeah, so that is what I live with. Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Edgar. Thank you, panelists. I think for me, we are making at least the first steps in the right direction. And I concur with one of the contributors who talked about education here. We must shift how the education sector is structured to ensure that kids are learning this information when they start young. Otherwise, even if we did so much to change, yes, it might have some changes, but it will not be very optimal. So I think from the education sector, from a very young age, let children be exposed to traditional foods, let them be exposed to this knowledge, let them have all the learning material available to them at a young age. So when they grow up, then they are really able to connect with these things. And I think also for the young people who are here, those who are going to clock it, what did I eat today? Please talk about the food you ate here and talk about the knowledge you gathered here. That is one way of making the change. Thank you.
Next.
Yeah, I think I'll also agree with you, Edgar, that we need to use the social media that the youth resonates with to create awareness. And maybe we can do it differently by branding or even value-adding on our indigenous food so that we are able to attract the youth. Probably we can even rename Pachapuzika traditional foods and have a better name that is attractive to the youth. Okay. Instead of uji millet, we can even call it super grain or something that can, and also maybe we can also have such forum across all the counties, be able to pass this information.
Thank you, Sister Tari.
Yeah. Just very quickly, I want to pick on something that was mentioned by the lady over here. And I think we are not really addressing attitude. The whole thing about attitude that was left to us by the colonialists and then the governments that peace.
Well, these restaurants are around this. I think it's Westlands. I don't know. I'm not too certain. The way they cook their foods in the pots, like it makes you feel so connected.
Na mimi nafurahia
Hii chakula tunaambiwa tukikula. Hizi hiyo number 1. Si tulikula hapa? Lakini tukakula ile imewekwa kwenye
But for right now, let me introduce the people for Dialogue Session 2. As Foundation Move Up traditional dancers, get ready to get on stage.
So people are hungry to get the information and they're looking forward to such platforms, because if you find people showing up, over 500 people, to come and listen, to come and learn, but also they're also sharing with us. So they're not just coming to learn, they're also giving us information. So it means that such platforms are much needed to be able to organize people together, to get power, to be able to influence and be able to adapt the traditional food systems.
My name is Michelle Paris Mudibo Tendet. I am the founder of Tendet Foundation, a youth-led organization that works with Indigenous people, local communities, traditional communities, towards preserving their knowledge systems and towards utilizing this towards sustainability, seasonability, which already they do. We're just trying to put them in the maps and make sure that we do not lose this. And one of the strategies we do is intergenerational and multi-stakeholder engagement.
So the reason behind the Food Heritage Festival is one, to be able to celebrate our food, so that we showcase the traditional food. Number two is to be able to pass down the indigenous knowledge for the current generation, but also the future generation, to be able to understand this. Why do we talk about the traditional or indigenous food, and also why do we want to ensure that we pass this indigenous knowledge? Is because of how the traditional foods are nutrient dense, and also in terms of them having very high fiber, and that will help in terms of driving down the incidences of the NCDs, the non-communicable diseases.
Jina langu naitwa Solomon Ng'ethe Kuria. Mimi ni mmoja wa usawa captain na shirika la TISA, na nilikuwa hapa museum kwa hii mambo ya chakula ya kienyeji or healthy food. Hasa tulikuwa na stand yetu ya 9 na tumeexhibit chakula kutoka vile tumekuwa na kitu inaitwa porridge, ile traditional porridge ile inatengenezwa kutoka kwa mahindi. Tumekuwa na chakula kama ya meanga, all those foods that our forefathers used from times of immemorial, and they were very healthy foods. So leo ilikuwa ni siku ya kuja kujua au kueneza injili ya chakula ya ile which is healthy food, ile imefanywa organically.
Kwa majina naitwa Hana Mwadhi, mimi ni GTA champion kutoka Kabete. Tumekuja leo kwa food festive heritage festival. What we normally do, we are a GTA champions. We do gender transformative action. We overlook the kutoka wakati mkulima analima chakula kwa shamba mpaka wakati chakula inekelewa kwa meza. We realize that there are gaps. Sasa ndio tukaamua that we are going to look upon those gaps. Tukarealize that wanawake wanadhulumiwa sana wakati wa chakula because women are overworked. They are doing most of the work from the unpaid care work, and at the end of the day, the men are the ones who who owned up. So we are trying to transform the community so that they can try to do the gender equality, the equality part. Yeah, women and male.
My name is Lillian. I work with Nairobi County, but in partnership with AMREF Kenya because of the ECD program they are implementing in Nairobi, and to be specific in Kamkunji sub-county and Turkana. And basically what we do, we teach people the 5 components of nurturing care, and nutrition is one of them. And today I'm here at the National Museum celebrating the first Food Heritage Festival. It's one of a kind, and we were able to link because people are wondering why are we having play items and it is a food festival. So we were trying to link why it is important to stimulate and to have playful feeding, and also diversifying when you're starting complementary feeding for the babies. How do we ensure that the babies are getting all the food groups? So that is what we had in our display, and also just encouraging caregivers to move from the conventional way of forcing children to eat and make feeding time as playful as possible. And of course, we are linking it to brain development because we are targeting the 1,000 days in a child's life before and after pregnancy and up to 2 years. So that's the message we are giving. The day has been filled with so much fun. We had an opportunity basically to sit in the auditorium just to listen in to other people who are here. And the message that has come out clearly is going back to organic. And that's the message also we had here. Going back to making play items using locally available materials, things that you can basically get within the household. And also looking at now the nutritional component and bit of it. So the day has been a success to me. We have achieved the agenda, and this is something that we would want to be celebrated. We can say maybe annually, because it's bringing all this the diversity of different foods and different cultures in one setting. Yeah. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Crispus Kenywa, founder and director at the Institute for Food Justice and Development. Today we are at the National Museum, attending or participating in the food festival, where we were discussing a lot about indigenous foods. And I really love the discussions we've had today. We've seen people from different, we've seen different stakeholders. We've had farmers, we have people in the nutrition field, and many others. So the panel discussions were also really good as we discussed the need to mainstream or to make popular indigenous foods. I believe that there is no reason why we cannot eat indigenous foods in our institutions, in schools, in high schools, in primary schools, in hospitals, in prisons. Let's consume indigenous foods. There's no reason as to why we cannot. And I really thank the organizers, the Scaling Up Nutrition Civil Society Alliance, SUN CSA, and also Tendet Foundation, and the other partners who are planning this. And we look forward to more discussions about this important discussion. Perhaps my takeaway would be we need to relook, as we discuss indigenous food, let's also relook indigenous food systems, the systems that made sure that indigenous food was happening, because that's where the rubber started hitting the road. Issues of seed saving or seed sharing food with one another, right? Sustainable agricultural practices, value addition, food preservation, all those wonderful innovations that were happening with our grandparents. We need to revive them so that we can fix the issues we have in our food systems. Thank you so much.
Jina langu ni Njadhi Kabue, ni mzaliwa wa sehemu inaitwa Gadhingira in Murang'a. I lived and studied in the US. Nimesomea Ulaya kwa miaka 36 wa kusoma na kukaa. Na kwa hiyo muda ile jambo nimekuwa nikihusika nayo sana ni jambo ya chakula. Watu wakikula chakula ambayo inafaa, mashida mingi ambayo watu wako nayo itaisha.
Is pounding what we call oshoro wamukio. In the Kikuyu tradition, we used to drink this natural drink, the oshoro wamukio, and it starts here, pounding with a mode, which we call peso, and dere, which we call water. And inside here we have dried maize. So the maize is crushed naturally by women, crushed into fine powder. So whether you have like 2 kgs of maize, 4 kgs of maize, actually 5 kgs of maize will go into this container. It is pounded until it is fine flour. After that, it is mixed with warm water. And after mixing with warm water, you will get what we call maize milk. Heard of maize milk? So the maize milk is filtered or separated from the granules. And it is put aside. Remember, it is warm water. It is put aside in a sufuria for like 2-3 days. Do you know what happens? Fermenting takes place. And this fermenting is very healthy for our gut because the end product, which is oshoro wamukio, is purely probiotic. Very healthy, very nutritious, especially for breastfeeding mothers. Have you seen in Kikuyu homes, when a woman gives birth, they are taken to oshoro wamukio because it is very nutritious and it helps generate more milk, thus even feeding the newborn baby. Oshoro wamukio is normally used in functions like dowry, kanarona ashio, wanashiaro, when you're going to see a newborn baby, and other traditional functions. Have you tasted? Next time we will talk about serving and also cooking, because of course people are going to go to serving, cooking, because it also has a design. Contact us 0722-833274 for further training on oshoro wamukio. Enjoy.
My name is Maina Eric, so the founder and the chair for Comrade for Food Justice. So in Comrade for Food Justice, so we advocate for a safe, sustainable, healthy and affordable meals to comrades, so within institution, so through policies and student engagement. For today, we are here at the National Museum. Now we are very happy, so ensuring that we are going back to our roots, advocating for these indigenous foods, because if we don't advocate for these indigenous foods, these NCDs, so they are going to be a very big problem also in our country. So thank you for hosting us today at the Tendet Foundation and the Scaling Up Nutrition, and we are glad to be part and parcel of this event. Thank you.
2026!